in respawn. Great in hardpoint, unbelievable in overload. I think if you're Vegas, you're gonna have to show me something here in the map number one if you want to stand a chance versus Slime.
Here we go. Let's get locked in. We got Faze Vegas and Toronto Koi. Last matchup of the 2025 year, and let's get it on. Exposure Hardpoint has been gracing us all weekend long, it feels like. And after the opening start for Toronto, it's a boost to get things back in the mix for Faze as they re-hit the hill, find a way to jump on through, and have Real completely isolated.
The ARs with the cover fire. Draza and Abuza already off to a great start. 5-1 combined. You dominating all the mid-map control. You have control of long alley as well, and just coordinating so far what and what not you want to challenge, but you challenge the wrong guy there. Insight lines up all four for the final 15 seconds. Teammates should be free off the rotation, but Vegas get the close solar spawns. They're going to be blessed over at P2E, working around the backside. He was able to open up with the opening double, but it's just the pressure there from going through mid-cut. Doesn't allow them to hold on to this P2 the way that they wanted to. Now spawns flip. Koi in the driver's seat for the final 15. You had pressure up the middle of the map as well. Jodeci is not letting them get out of that side of the map for anything. They should be freely off the rotation to P3 uncontested.
Real on 4 in a row. Gonna lock down the scrap time and build just over a 20-point lead for Toronto, looking over to P3. One player trying to play
through top window, so he stalls enough time for the break for some much-needed time here for Vegas.
Joe cleans things up at the back, gets the regen, trying to double hit this as Real's working his way from the underground, able to find one pistol off for a second. No, and Draza almost turns away everything, but Insight has Toronto right back into hardpoint. 20 seconds to fight for. Not done yet, though. Here's Faze over the top and through the window, but right into the waiting nade of Insight. One more player to try to challenge was Simp. Real deals with it, and scrap time goes to Toronto.
You're not
on the side of this hit, and he's gotten a lot of damage in, but still falls. Simp from inside the hardpoint did his job, and then some. A double leaves it now. The AR's left standing, and Faze will clean things up. 30 seconds to fight, and Toronto are spawning really far away.
Yeah, Koi might not even have an opportunity to contest this again. You might just have to forfeit this and set up at that P5. Gonna give it one last hurrah through the front door. Don't want to take some time to potentially flip you on that side of the map, but you can already see on your mini map Abuza hitting the long route, thinking about one, especially with your players spawning in on that side towards back window. You know it's time to turn around if you are Real. AR hitting different, just not in the hands of Real there. Drops gets the better of him. Doesn't matter. Koi are going to walk away with a majority of the time here at the P5. Thankfully, Insight with that Hellstorm was the opener that they were looking for to be a little bit late off the rotation. But after our first set, you're going to find yourself almost up by 30 points. Got trophy system this time around to have a lot more success on lockdown setups.
About as good as it getting evenly. No one really running away with the scoreboard right now. And as we look to see Faze trying to bounce back after this Toronto break, we're going to head over to a Vegas. Listen in.
Tower. On your right. Three. I give you those. I get time. I'm back out. Bring in people. Should be right. I'm back out. I have rank. I have lock. That's fine. I have lock. Top window outside again. Long weak. Nice. That's window, guys. I'm getting. Give me long. Josh, flip. Okay. This one on me then. Let's go. I left it. I cannot be full. Hey, last shot. One shot. I'm a bullet. Watch out, both. Hey, watch out. Nice. I'm blocking. Hey, before first shot. Yeah, we got it right here. Before I lock. Yes. All on your way. Clean next and inside. Alright. I'm back then. I spun on the back. On done. Right. Yeah, that's right. I'm fine. Hey, my face right. Hey, I'm coming. Hey, love. One yeah. Shit up. Nice. Top. Two more time. Hey, behind the pillar low left corner. In the left corner.
Just create space, but it was actually the AR. Straza was so far pushed up through their middle of the map. You have to give that communication to make sure you win the rotation over towards new. But even when you had the rotation, Core broke through the front side of that P3. So they have a 25-point lead. You're looking for another break here at P4. You find openings through the backside, already combining for two. You relieve the pressure on the HP, and the break should be clean, but Simp manages to stay alive.
And he's now off the regen. Help nearby in the backside corner as Koi are no longer really fighting for spawns. They're just trying to get into the hard point. Kleenex has to hold and wait, and as he does, 04 steps forward, finds good timing, up and over. Good help from Simp as the SMGs for Faze, creating some space in front of the hill. And then the turn onto Real works out nicely as well. Koi 04 down, but will be out. Simp over the top, waiting for a chance to collapse on this setup, but may have ran out a little bit of patience. Forfeits the spot up top, but still finds a kill at mid-map. But meanwhile, Toronto's on the hard point. 04 trying to break it with an SMG at some significant range, and somehow gets on for the contest. Goes up high, but CleanX gets the read. Simp last one standing, and he's in a 1v3. Shut down, push back. Koi a chance to reclaim the lead here late.
Yeah, they got the lead. Now Vegas as we go into our third set at the new hard point. Thankfully, a Draza nade is going to relieve that pressure there, but it's a dance, it's a rotation, it's a race over towards P2. Toronto have 3 players in the vicinity. You have 1 player in Draza set up for the pinch. He's just banking on his teammates to get some kind of success. He's only able to take down 1. Koi should put the finishing touches on this one.
Should, but it's Abuza up top. Has he been seen? Yes, he has. Joe deceives off 5 in a row. Last couple of seconds. Joe, more shots for 6, and that should likely do it, but the contest is in the corner. CleanX trying to clean that up, but not able to do it. Back over his insight. Gets over towards P2 stairs. Wants to try to win the game himself, but he can't. Faze have to jump on. You cannot allow Toronto to set foot on this hard point. 225 to 249, and Toronto are taking their time.
They're just going to take their time. They need 1 wave of kills, 1 opening, and it's Real Insight already finding 2.
Oh, and then Joe deceives, coloring outside the lines, is able to find an angle to help clear off Faze from the hard point. Whoa, it got possibly close. A scale deeper into Dojo here.
Oh yeah, Faze have no idea what this play call is. Smoke out your front side of Dojo. You can't read the early pressure, and that leads to Real taking all that space away and shutting down the playmaker on the opposite side in 04. Still a minute left to go. No trophies is the work. You don't want to rush the objective, and Draza makes you pay for it. 3v3.
Yeah, great counter nades from Faze. Trade from Real gets us to a 1v2, manageable for Insight, but may have missed his window there. Lots of damage, but can't finish the kill. And you sub out 1 Faze member for another to take the gunfight, and that works out to isolate and collapse on what was a really small kind of opportunity, you thought. I mean, based on how the first blood was coming through, all you had was counter nades and AR lineups, and that works out fine for Faze.
Yeah, it's just right there. Koi's play call was like, we're just not going to show any information over towards B. We'll throw a smoke. We're going to take that space away. If we find the first blood, great. But we don't have any trophy systems to work with, so let's just try to wait it on out. By the time you make that play call to
just block off that front line of sight, but not the case. Simp's just going to jump on and plant.
Going to get this bomb down. That's going to connect close with the stun or nade. Is that player going to be weak? Abuza knocked down to 15 HP. It's all out bloodbath on the backside of the patio, though. Draza and Joe Deceives trade for trade. Still a 3v3, 30 seconds.
And Simp is just watching the shadow of Real the entire time. Shakes off the stun status effect. Finding 2 in small room. In terms of tempo to be, Smoke is also played in the same way as it had been in round 1. Problem this time is Faze is not here to contest Dojo, and we're going to play a 2-2 split, putting a lot of pressure on Insight to get the read from the flank.
Oh, and he's at least able to spot both of them and almost walk away with both gunfights, but Simp gets the better of him. 35 seconds in counting. Real gets the jump on the opposite side towards Dojo. Finds the first kill, but Abuza somehow, some way is able to walk away with 2. Now all he's doing is trying to stall time, but the beat down the flank. We got a 3v2. We have an extra gun on our side. Just didn't win the gunfights there versus Abuza. And right now, what is it so far on Den for Faze? 9-0 flawless, have let to use around, but there you go. Joe Deceives trying to turn that around with the first blood.
But does it matter? Because look at Faze, isolating, playing aggressively, but Insight's able to find another. And while that play was developing, there was also another elimination through the middle of the map. So it leaves Simp by himself, 5-0. May want to consider if he wants to hold his life here, depending on what he sees, just based on the fact that he's close to a Hellstorm.
Nah, definitely potentially thinking about that in the back of his mind. You know, CleanX has a sniper. We can try to turn it into a one-on-one gunfight setup. Seeing if Vegas are going to beat the aggressors on the defensive round like they have been in the past couple. But this time, you know, everyone's camping their spawn. You send it over towards rooftops. You find the first blood onto Simp. We shouldn't waste any time to just get this objective down.
Yeah. But just making sure they can clear out small. Here comes the 3-man hit from Faze. They overwhelm Real. Joe still not comfortable up the plant's going to play for the kills instead. Red by Abuza, but doesn't win the gunfight. And from the front, the dynamic duo of CleanX and Insight find the other 2. A bold call.
Like a shot. He's able to spot CleanX, and CleanX is not going to mess with that gunfight. But 35 seconds already down, and Joe Deceives is off the map. Like, Clayster's so damn happy Den is in the mix, I'm telling you.
Brother, we can't be falling off the map when there's not even a play developing yet. That's just not allowed. Here comes the play for Faze on the site. Smoke embellishing the front doors at Dojo. Abuza was looking for a chance to cut off mid, but now has to likely get into the play as Kleenex will be isolated, taken care of. And Real in a 1v3, bomb being planted against him. Not looking all that likely. First shot misses though for Abuza. And Real will have a chance to reload, but no, there's too many guns looking at him. Faze are actually going to play a little bit more aggressively on the defense. Stun will read that. Semtex trying to find some damage onto Simp, but counter nades will once again keep Toronto at bay. But look at the quick route from Real. No one's going to expect this timing, or will they? The timing is just a menace. As Draza was coming back, Real finds two. Simp's got nowhere to go, and Koi have the numbers.
Yep, that's just all based off of what Real did. Not afraid to make plays, runs right up the middle of the map, gets behind enemy lines, and trigger discipline to at least find two. A 1v3 now for Abuza. Bomb gets planted. You don't see the size 10 on the site. And now you know that he has a sniper, but Abuza, quick scope. Yeah, that guy's pretty good with the boob stick.
Still a lot more to go through, and no, we'll be caught by Hole. And that'll be Koi keeping
the play on the horizon. You gotta commit over towards B. Do Koi have a couple stuns or nades to make this not as easy? But for your job is to just keep them alive. Kleenex is able to find the first blood. Now they're outnumbered.
Yeah, Boost is able to find one. Timing of the flank was trying to come through because 04 had to make a play, but thanks to that elimination on the site, Joe Thieves could be afforded the luxury of looking for that flank, finds the elimination, and now Koi have the site. But do they have the vacancy to defuse? Still looking. They get a look at Abuza, but they have no idea where Draza is. So now you've reclaimed the backside of the site. Insight finds Draza, now you can stick. Abuza has to go. Mammoth finds the first, has to get up to deal with the second. Joe hops off, and that's enough for him to find the kill and allow Real to defuse. That was a tense round and one that should be remembered because it really just comes down to where that first blood happens and forcing 04 to make a play. Snipe out for Kleenex. Not going to land. So he'll back up and take his attention to B, where 04 has stepped up a little bit more than we've normally seen from this Faze defense. Real cooking a nade. Doesn't quite land. Doesn't quite matter. And in the meantime, Kleenex does connect onto 04 up close and personal, so now you can swing the bomb if you wanted to be for free. Real, though, will be found isolated. Insight following up, got the lineup. Just tossing a nade towards B. Now he's going to go join the rest of his forces, but Joe Thieves plays forward, but it doesn't make a difference. Simp is able to collat for two, and with that read, Faze can back off and play the 3v2, knowing the defense was heavy-handed at A.
Oh, but this is going to be the mind games play. You still have Simp, the bomb carrier, keeping his space over towards that A site. If you are core, you're thinking, all right, they're probably going to wrap it to the opposite side, especially because we were the aggressors over towards rooftops. But now bomb edging his way over towards this A site for free.
Bomb will be planted. Insight looking for something at range. Finds Abuza and finishes him. Now it's 2v2. Faze may look to exit this post plant towards Dragon, and guess who's there waiting? It's Kleenex, but he gets overwhelmed. Just down to Insight. 1v2 situation. Oh, no 04 has seen him. He can get away. Everything resets. Pistol out. Nice shots from Insight. On 4 in a row. Tries to go to the reload. Throws that same nade at B. Toronto's defense now just playing on top of the site. Do they expect that Real is going to be sitting on top of the bomb? He's still staying covered. Trophy system is down. This is all about can Real confirm a kill, but no, Simp finds him first, and now a plant could happen.
Try to get the bomb down or just play it patient. His nades are about to reign supreme for Koi. You have back plat covered, but Insight's a bad god timing. He realizes the bomb is getting down. You can't do anything about it. 4v3 on the retake.
And the trophy's gonna be so hard for Toronto to work through. Nade tagging that back Pladio. Toronto with the response elimination gets us to a 3v3. They'll take a moment of pause. There's the double chow, though. Draza comes away with two. And how about all three? Line them up, knock them down. After a 3-0 start, Faze, the team that has to get it to around 11. 7 full days worth of coverage and competitive Call of Duty between college on Monday, Tuesday, Challengers Wednesday, Thursday. Come on, we're thriving. We're all eating right now. Speaking of eating, Toronto 4-for-1, the opening exchange with already Kleenex creating space over at A. Nades over the top, you'd think would only be able to do so much. They take care of Kleenex, but Real can still score in the opening moments.
Oh, that's good plays right there from Koi. You dominate the mid-map control. You get 3 for 1 in the trade fights, and you already have players like Kleenex taking a lot of space uncontested in the first 45. Now off the reset over towards that solar area. You're not in the position to even contest this now if you are Vegas. Everyone coming off the respawn. Koi already in your spawn, and that's another 3 dead in the feed with the second score going in.
This is disgusting. We saw like in that CDL TV clip on the break, Toronto being like 8-0. This is too easy. Stun comes through. Real shakes it off, finds elimination, and we're looking at 3 easy scores right now for Toronto.
Yeah, just run it. Just absolutely run it. 3 scores in a minute and a half. Koi right now is just a different beast in this new game mode for the season, as they have just been beating the hell out of Faze early into this round, but finally an opportunity that they were looking for. 2 kill goes their way. You have pressure in their spawn. You just got to get past Mr. Cold Defender and Joe to see you do that, and you put one on the board. Continue to have this standoff with Koi when they're getting those close spawns over towards B, so let's try to hit a route through the middle of the map to keep them on their toes. You're going back and forth. Now you have Simp trying to create a layer over towards Solar. He's able to line up a double. Now this is where you hit the go button. Let's try to add another one to the board.
Yeah, but Joe able to get some damage in. Inside stepping forward with a pistol, but it's a Booza up top. Real for 1, but not the second. No one else there to defend in time, and it's going to be all of a sudden a 1-score game after Draza. If you can hold it on for another 17 seconds, Toronto will get another 30 to play with here in this first half. Trade over the middle of the map. Real able to find a Booza. Numbers now for Koi, but a little shoulder. I believe he knows that Draza's on this angle on the staircase, and you're waiting for a little bit of help at mid-map, but it doesn't come, and now it's just down to Joe. Has the ability to wait just a touch longer, but is gonna have to likely do a lot of this himself, and the first pistol shot's not quite clean enough. We'll exit the half 3-2. Back, and Toronto have to take a moment's breath.
Yeah, just want to find an opening kill. Kleenex works his way to flank through this window. The trade is there, but can he find kill number 2? No, he cannot, and now that's 3 dead in the feed. Ball is out of play now for Joe, so you're going to instantly try to work over towards A. Everyone on the opposite side, besides Joe, needs to iron up.
Yeah, but Booza realizes this is a very dangerous spot to try to play with the EMP through, and that's why. Just so many angles off spawn that Toronto can use to stop. Nice pistol shots from Simp, looking for more, but denied. Opportunity maybe for 0-4 to come behind this double from Draza, but Kleenex finds the key first, and Toronto can still try to defend this from ring. Draza trying to take that position away, finds the opener, shot down low, but Abuza keeps him safe. 3 in a row for Draza, give him 4. Now an opportunity is to swing this back over to B. Kleenex almost ripped off the heady, but there's still a blocker in front of this, and we've got a tie game.
That's perfectly played there from Vegas.
Draza as they try to score.
Oh, wait. Oh, why fuck my respond there. I have yo, deep left, they're shooting. Oh, back, they're shooting deep left. Okay. They're really weak. There's 3 right. They're gonna hit up, alright. All good. I need it. Top tank, Abuza. Dead. Nice. They wrapping. Yeah, vintage. On a ring, Simp. There's 2 ring, 2 low ring. Yeah, the ball is low right. I think they're going right. Stop ring. Stop ring the right, guys. Just cut it. Just cut the ball. Fuck it. Set up. Yep. One more ult. Yo, there's a long weak. Well, go on or blue cut. Careful. My back out. I'm gonna go middle left. Blue cut. Bad time. One back up. It's low right. Yeah, I'm gonna push out the right, okay? One back out. One behind me in con. I have con. I'll push out the right. Could pinch my P4. On left side. I think it's fine on the left, right? Yo, deep right, double shot, absolute dead. Nice. I'm trying to hold him. Stop. I've killed. Give me a sec, I think. There's literally one more deep right of me. Enough. Con now. Out front house dead. Give me a sec. Behind me, blue cut. Last guy. Yo, deep right. One minute. Weak, back right. Their side long guy. Careful. Weak. I'm absolute. We're looking for Simp in mid.
Taking a lot of space, finds the opening. Abuza and Simp combined for 2, but the pistol from Real wins the one-on-one. Koi have the advantage. 50 seconds left to go, and the new EMP spawn is over towards tank, and there's only 1 player from Faze here to contest.
And Real's just going to call straight into the Hellstorm. Can he pause the game long enough to put a ton of pressure onto Faze with the clock starting to dwindle? There's the Semtex of the Hellstorm. Finds 0-4 for the first. The main missile hits Abuza. 30 seconds left. Jodeci is going to pick up the EMP to try to play keep away, but there's elimination on the field for Draza. Stunned to inside. Now he's in some trouble trying to lock down the corner. Shut down again. Draza's still alive and kicking, and Faze have to try to grab this and go with any sort of measure, and they very well may find a way to hit this hard. Kleenex from behind. Inside and Jodeci is from the front. Last chance as Abuza drops, and that will likely do it, as there's just Nobody from Faze close enough. What a map of overload, but Toronto is going to get a good read on where Faze's remaining players are set up at.
Yeah, they'd lose the initial fights in towards the time, but at least for now, you have statue control. Draza and Abuza able to stay alive on this side of the map to give your team another chance. Now only 30 seconds here remaining at the P1. You already have players like 0-4 working on the pinch. Has a one-on-one gunfight there secured versus CleanX. You're starting to think about that rotation, starting to think about what you can do on that side of the map and just being the aggressors. Almost leads to them finding that kill onto Real, but they should have the numbers to secure these spawns.
Yeah, and that's just another early look that Draza comes off spawn with a Dravik in hand, so keep that in the back of your mind. CleanX, nice shots, able to find himself on 3 in a row and creating a ton of space around P2 just before. Yeah, 04 has been all over the map right now. You saw him on that rotation attempt on the overextension behind the hill. Now he finds his way through the front at 8 and 4. So it will be a Faze lead, reaffirmed by this scrap time. Simp now in the corner, his turn, just up and over, up and up, and now it's Abuza to finish off the damage that was there. Great final hold from Faze over the 50-point threshold and already putting 04 on rotation anew.
Yeah, he's just playing the cutoff. Already finds 2, looking for kill number 3, but does not
really any time at all here on 3.
Not at all, but at least for now, you still have the spawns that you want for P4. You just got to take care of Chris Slayer, and you do it quickly. So spawn secured now for P4. You find yourself down by 70. You need a good chunk of time to get yourself back into the mix. And you need to read the pressure from the front side because 04, AR, pistol, SMG, doesn't matter. He's popping off. 15 and 7. Breaks right through the front door. Spawns flip. Vegas in the driver's seat.
What a play from 04.
We go back over towards P1 and Faze already.
What a first rotation from Faze. Draza, trophy system trying to keep him safe. Pops up for the first. Looks for inside down low. Clean shots. And now back up to the hard point. Has CleanX on the mantle from the wall bounce. And Faze can do no wrong. 14 and 10, 18 and 9, 13 and 9, 14 and 11. Everyone popping off right now for Faze.
They're just controlling all of the chaos, man. They are firing on all cylinders. Everyone is popping pieces. Simp,
most of this back 13, but you need to win this P2 if you want to even have a whisper of a chance at coming back into this map. CleanX, no, not able to find the second. Joe Thieves knows he's got a player low and is going to wait to try to capitalize on that position. Not going to happen though. Abuza too ready for it, and look how quickly Faze are through mid to re-hit this again. Spawns will be blocked. Moving it out is Toronto. Insight has to go huge in the back if they want to have a chance. Yeah, he's not outslay Faze on this map. And Simp is just getting all of the reads. Oh, mercy. This has been brutal. 186 to 53, and P3 just opened. Faze have so much space to work with.
Yeah, I'm wondering, like, what's the communication right now on the side of Koi? Like, all right, guys, let's just chalk it up. Let's rotate. But at this point of the game, they're just thinking, all right, yeah, we just got to chalk this one up. We're going to a game 5. There's nothing that we can do.
Their first attempt. When they get their setups, they are having every read down pat. Oh, wow. Wow.
Just doesn't surprise me at this point, Al. Everything's just going right for them. Even double nade out of the Semtex out of 04. They clear out the back spawns. Faze only need 20 seconds to force map number 5. And if you're Koi, yeah, let's just try to all break through front.
Yeah. Just the old square peg and round hole strategy. Just force it, see if it happens. There will be a break from the front, but it feels a little bit too far gone at this point, and Abuza is still ripping heads. I mean, this is a statement from Faze. They didn't want to just rotate and win the game at new. They're like, we know we're beating your brakes off right now. That's easy enough. Holy cow. I bet there are some smiles for the Faze fans. Crawl his way to top motel and see if he can find Insight. Real bouncing back and forth. Insight not initially seen, but Simp shots were clean, just not quite clean enough. Insight survives, and the bomb will be planted for a 4v4.
You can already see on your minimap players like Draza, Mr. S&D hitting the long route. Just needs his teammates to stall time, but that's why you got a Simp who strikes first. Now it's Draza time to make it happen, and now it's a 1v4 all left up to Joe. That's just textbook right there out of Faze. You forced them.
We'll see what Toronto have to offer for their opening offense. Defensive nades right towards the satellite dish. Real inside shops, catches 04. I think trying to toss a stun or something, and Doesn't quite land. Kleenex at mid also wins a long-range battle onto Simp, and Toronto can now just reform with a 4v2.
And this is where Kleenex can get lost behind enemy lines. Because you're thinking 4v2, the bomb's instantly going to work down towards A. And this is what creates the opening for Kleenex. And I love the way that core are playing this. No one going to think about that objective until Kleenex finds himself in towards top green. I'm able to spot the first. Now it's a one.
Still working with them. Trophy system bounced off the top balcony to get at least some sort of denial of information in play. And yeah, just too many guns looking over to Real, who's trying to, I think, slide back over to shop, but gets punished for it. Simp taking an absolute world of hurt, but still surviving is key, as Faze will just survive and get into a 4v3.
And now Abuza's working his way up through the middle of the map, finds the freebie there onto Insight, another 4v2, making a 4v9, and Simp gets
as nades once again for Faze come through. This time the defense going to step up aggressively at A. Stun for Joe Deceives going to land. Does that nade connect for a kill? It sure does. Well placed, as 04 will drop for first blood. And keep your eye on Kleenex. He's already through and behind the B site.
But the timing right here. Droz is able to get the information and force Kleenex to reposition and sets up Simp to find that trade. Usually know that Kleenex is going to hit that kind of movement, but just a heads up play there from Droz to pick up the pinch. Evens up the numbers. Now it's a 2v2. Abuza trying to stay alive, but he gets caught.
Yeah, I say Droz, that's a really big decision to bounce back over, but shot through mid-map.
So all tied up, a battle of the first bloods, and it's all been on the offense.
I think Faze are aware that this is a pretty heavy-handed approach through B, just based on where those nades exploded at. And maybe they got a couple of tags of their own. Real in trouble, tries to self-smoke himself out. Not going to work. Yeah, great awareness there from Faze. You see that, I believe it's Insight this time that, yeah, has the scope. And he's got to try to back off in this 2v3 to see if he can get some help from Kleenex, who's trying to get back over to be with him. But no, the chow from 04 comes too quickly, and Kleenex is now left alone in a 1v3. Sees one in the window. That's his tough gunfight. And Faze quickly with the read on what Toronto were doing, respond.
And it's Insight working his way around plane area, but I'm pretty sure he was able to spot Simp.
May not make much of a difference. That's just very treacherous ground to try to navigate through. Oh, but he wins the gunfight off screen. Real has gotten some success moving forward, and Joe Deceives takes care of Draza. They also know Boost is up top. Real gets that elimination before falling, leaving it down to a 1v1. 04 versus Insight. 30 seconds, bomb down just outside A.
And Insight's got to get the objective down. 04 is just going to force his hand, force him to get the objective planted, so then he could try to retake it, but he's able to spot him on that cross. And Insight doesn't see him, but he sort of has his head on a swivel, knocked down to 1 HP. Now he just wants to plant it, and he can.
Just in the nick of time, 04 too far away to challenge this or the exit. What decision do you make to try to set this up? 04 Insight going to be to the middle of the map. I think 04 may have seen him. Insight not privy to the information, and 04 catches him on what Real can find.
He's just watching that cross. But a stun is going to connect, so he's forced to now use that smoke to potentially get out of dodge, but he's not going to switch up his positioning. 35 seconds already gone. You spot one, work their way in towards Deli. That sets up Real for the first blood.
Yeah, that's just mind games right there by Real that go his way. Over the top, nice shots from Joe. Abuza gets the trade. Real in some trouble, but has the numbers to still force the gunfight. Abuza, no, nothing there at mid-map.
Be holding down top motel staircase. You have every single cross being washed over towards A. And consistently the entire time, Abuza hasn't gave up on the pinch. 04 strikes for the first.
Oh, Insight had an opportunity. Sees two defenders on the backside of the motel stairs. Kleenex still watching over mid, but hasn't seen anything as of yet. He needs to go search some info out, and he will make that play. Sees 04. His shadow just gleaming through the doorways. Last shot lands. Now up top. Nice shots, but no, Abuza bests him on the angle. Joe Deceives, next one up. AR in hand. Cannot get Simp, and it rests now with Insight for a 1v3. Knows he's got players all around this staircase. Doesn't have a lot of time. And the first gunfight doesn't go his way. Faze a chance.
It's just when you're waiting so long to get the objective down, eventually you're going to have to commit on it. Two players attacking through top green.
04, not expecting it. First blood goes through. The bomb hasn't even been attempted to be planted, but now it's stuck here. You have to fight off this position. And keep in mind, Abuza sniping. He is deep through mid. Draza trying to help out. Cannot keep Simp safe. And what a response for Toronto to re-clear out the positions, reclaim the bomb site, and now they've got Abuza headed for the hills, nowhere to go. Play this if you're Kleenex. How do you decide if you want to play for a plan if you're Joe? Lots of questions here for Toronto they need to try to figure out. Kleenex may have just seen the rear end of one. No, he can't finish the kill, but finally, first blood comes through.
Oh, and the flank is open. Kleenex is potentially going to get caught. Just some bad timing there and better plays there from 0-4. 3v2, 40 seconds to go. You got this guy isolated on the backside of Motel, 2v2.
It might just come down to 2 different 1v1s. Joe still hanging, looking to see if he can catch that flank defender rotating back through mid. Look at Abuza. He knows that 0-4 can watch over the top at A. And Abuza could be the sole defender over towards B, but 0-4 is now in trouble. Abuza has to come back to this play. Toronto gonna stick for the plant. Abuza's not gonna get here in time, but can he find Joe on the exit? Insight doesn't expect it. First kill comes through. Joe finds the 1v1, but Abuza from the top. No problem to finish it off.
Was this just a lie that you guys doubled and tripled down on? Or did you fix something?
No, I mean, we definitely fixed some stuff. Like, we are getting better. We are watching VOD. We need to figure out what's going on, what we need to do exactly. And we did a good job in practice on Colossus, so that's why we fried them.
Worked out.
Abuza, you were playing so well in this series, and to kick things off in the first one, the AR duo, you guys didn't start off so hot, you and Draza. You guys have bounced back in these last 2 series. What did you guys figure out to improve?
I mean, I'm gonna talk for myself. I just need to still figure out my playstyle with the team, like the pace, etc. I'm doing a better job now, but I can still do better for sure. And for Draz, it's probably the same. We still need to figure out some stuff in our point, especially. I think like SND and Overload, we are really good. This is just like our point we need to figure out again. But we have a month break and we will be good, trust me.
I believe you.
Abuza, what a way to close out 2025. What are we going to expect from Faze Vegas in 2026 when we come back?
Be the best team in the game for sure. And yeah, try to win like every tournament possible.
Hell yeah.
Abuza, incredible stuff tonight. Final question as everyone is heading to the holidays. How are you going to celebrate? Do you get to fly back to Belgium? Where's family?
No, I'm just my girlfriend's coming here and that's it. Nothing crazy, to be honest.
That's a
Make
good,
sure you hit him with the FaceTime.
that's a good answer. Stay locked. Like you said, use this month to become the best. Congrats on the win, my guy.
Thank you, man. Have a good one, guys.
Amazing stuff from Faze Vegas. You mentioned it, Ant. This is now a gauntlet. They've done the hard part of the job. From here on out, the road has